Welcome to the Bitcoin Business Podcast, hosted by Sovereign. As per usual, I'm your host, Brandon Karpeles. This week, I have with me a special guest near and dear to my heart since him and his partner make a bunch of products that are littered about my house, and that is Rick from CryptoCloaks. Rick, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I'm
Yeah,
glad you have stuff littered all over your house.
yeah, well, I say litter. That it sounds kind of like a pejorative. It's actually strategically placed for things I actually use them for. So,
There we go. That's what
um,
matters.
yes, exactly. And some stocking stuffers for the wife and that sort of thing. So, um, I w- I am super grateful you came on here because you guys have been doing this for a little bit. We were joking before we got on about being an OG and maybe not like, Adam Back or Max Kaiser
Yeah,
or something, but you
definitely not
guys
an
were
OG.
certainly at the beginning of the wave of Bitcoin being used as a medium of exchange, businesses accepting payments in it. I'm assuming you guys are obviously storing Bitcoin on your balance sheet. It's
We were doing before it was cool.
Exactly, exactly. So it's interesting because a lot of the businesses we're working with, we start with, hey, let's get some Bitcoin on your balance sheet. Hey, let's preserve your purchasing power into the future. And then it's like, okay, now how do I start accepting this as payment? You
Yeah.
guys were kind of the opposite. So why don't you tell the audience, for people that don't know, what you do, what you make, and when you started this company and how it came to be. When was it like a germination of
Full
a seed
rundown.
in your mind? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Give us the rundown.
Okay, well, obviously you can tell, maybe you don't know what these are in the background, but those are all 3D printers. So there's 12 on this rack, and then on this rack there's four, five, six, seven, eight. So there's like 20 right here, and then we have a whole bunch elsewhere. We also have another shop in Florida, but we're Crypto Cloaks. We're a really small team. We have been since 2017 now. So we're like on our 8th year. So it's been a wild journey so far. Everything started kind of when I got out of college. That was back in God, when did I graduate college? I don't even know, man. It's wild.
Yeah, I don't
It
like
feels
thinking
like
about
forever.
those days. Yeah,
It
yeah.
feels like forever ago now. It's like I think I've been out for a decade or more. So like 2015 and got out. Um, and my senior project, I was in charge of the 3D printer, and that's kind of where everything happened. For the senior design project, everybody either ran a laser, a CNC, 3D printer, or some different aspect of like manufacturing. And I was in charge of the 3D printer, and that's kind of where I fell in love with it. And then out of college, I was like, I want to buy a printer. So I like bought my first printer, and this was back in the day where ANET A8s were really popular, and they're straight from China for like 150 bucks, and they were burning people's house down and stuff. So it was like the earlier days, like not super early, but way earlier days of what we have now, which it's plug and play basically. Like
If
these
China
bamboos,
if China can't kill us with fentanyl, they'll just put a Trojan horse miner or printer in your house and then burn it down. So
basically, I mean, all bamboo are from China, man, but they're the workhorse now of like 3D printing for what bang for buck, and it's wild to see how far that's even progressed. But no, so I got a 3D print out of college. Then I got into Bitcoin like 6 months right after I got my 3D printer. Went down the whole shitcoin rabbit hole for like a year. Realized what the hell is this? I don't have time for gambling and stuff. I just want to buy something and it makes me money in the long term while I do other stuff. And I had a ledger originally before all hell broke loose with Ledger and how shit they are now and leaked everything. But I wanted to hide that ledger under my desk because I hated having it on my desk. Like it shouldn't be there. So that was the very first project was a Ledger hardware wallet mount that went under your desk. And I figured if I want this, maybe somebody else wanted. I started an Etsy store right after that. And then I ran for on Etsy. I mean, our Etsy store's still up, but I don't really touch it anymore. I use it for like free SEO. But after 6 months on Etsy, I go, why am I paying you guys 35%? I'm just going to create my own website. And 2025, here we are. Like 7 years later, we are what we are today.
it's awesome. And so when you first created that website, because I want people to understand like just how much easier it is to accept Bitcoin as payment as a business. So if you could
Yep.
talk a little bit about what you were doing. I mean, that's pre BTC Pay server. How
So that
how
was like right when BTC Pay Server was coming
it
out.
was.
So
Okay,
that's
all right.
so that I was probably Mike from Coin Cards was honestly the first person that ran BTC Pay Server. I was probably between 3 and 5
Wow.
when they
Okay.
first came out. Maybe later. There
Very
could have
cool.
been people that don't ever talk about it, but
Yeah.
yeah, BTC Pay Server, we've been running that for 7 years, and that has changed the game over the last 7 years of what they're all adding it to. And we run our own BTC Pay Server node. We've been through the all the hell and uh like stuff with running your own lightning nodes on the reckless days, hashtag reckless, all that stuff, where you're losing millions of sats on nodes that would break, and there was no backups back in the day. Like Raspy Bolt and a couple other ones. There was no really backups. If your hard drive died, you lost it. And I still have a hard drive that has 6 million sats on it. And I just keep it as a memento. I'll probably frame it, to be honest. So I'm doing my part of making it more scarce.
Nice, nice. Your donation to the network and
Yeah,
the
6 million sats. It's really sad to look at now.
thank you for that. Uh, so along those lines, how much better has BTC Pay gotten? A number one, and I really want to point this out because there's a lot of people out there that are like, okay, yeah, but it's hard to use, or it's not, it's not like Venmo. I don't just download it,
Yeah,
put in my email, and it's like I don't think people appreciate how far we've come in 8 years, and
yeah.
like we're on an exponential curve of these things getting easier and better. And in my personal opinion, someone who's been around the space, since like 2018 or so, that the ability to pay and transact now is like 17,000 times better than it was
A
back
million.
then.
It's a million
Yes.
times better than what it
Yes.
first was back in like 2017, 2018. I mean,
Yeah.
accepting Bitcoin is just so freaking easy now.
Yes.
And it's all tied into every single like website. We run WooCommerce. Back in the day, you couldn't tie that in. You had to have a separate thing. And now it's integrated into WooCommerce. It brings you to your BTC Pay server. You scan a QR code, pay the invoice, and it tosses you back to the website. That was unheard of back in the day. But
Eh,
it's really changed because you plug into everything now.
Yeah. And so are you and are you running your own lightning node still, or are you do farming
Yeah,
that out?
so
Yeah.
we run our own Lightning node.
Okay.
But right now we tied it into Strike. So we use Strike Lightning, but we also have our own Lightning node for payments because I got sick of losing 6 million sats when your Lightning node died. Yes, there's backups and
Oh,
stuff,
I agree. Like I
but we're
to
starting.
yeah. I don't think there's any shame in, using something like that, a voltage, anything. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just again, there's so many more tools out there. It's so much easier. It's you in listening, lightning channel management is a bitch. And like
yeah,
if you're a business owner, there's lots of business owners that don't have time to manage a lightning channel,
yep,
or they have a thin staff and they don't have someone to do that kind of stuff. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking advantage of these tools out there. I mean, it's just,
yep.
is the cost benefit worth it to you, and how do you want to leverage it for your business? These are just decisions owners need to make. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Strike makes it super easy because we're starting to get payments of like $2,000 on the Lightning network.
yeah,
I
right.
don't want to fuck with that on my own node and have to deal with constantly pulling in and out transactions because I'm losing all the fees, even though it's 1 sat a byte now. You're really not paying much. I got rid of that worry, but we also run our own Start 9 server with having Alby Hub for Lightning too. So we accept it on that, do all our own stuff there, but we also have Strike for like the big payments because I don't want to ever have millions and millions and millions of sashes sitting on a node, and I don't have time to just constantly pull them off and swap.
Of course, and that's perfect. And it's sovereign. We come in and present these options as well. Like, yeah, okay, if you're selling knickknacks, or even if you're selling like coffees, like, okay,
Yep.
the most you're going to get at a time, someone orders a super fancy coffee is, $9 or something. Like, that's very different than,
Yep.
someone selling electronics or something where there's,
Oh yeah.
it's 3-figure transactions and
Yeah, if you're
having,
selling Bitcoin miners at like two
yeah,
thousand
right.
bucks a pop,
Yes.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's a different story. And I'm surprised. It's crazy to me just watching how Lightning happened over the years because the fact that I'm getting $2,000 Lightning transactions is completely unheard of from like the early days.
I mean, we just did like a very small equity raise of the company. We have some projects
Yeah,
we want to fund ourselves, and half the people have funded it. 4-figure contributions and
yeah,
on the Lightning Network. Boom, done.
it's
Right?
wild.
It's crazy. I remember I told this story before, but I remember listening to Jack Mahler's on Safe's podcast. It was like 2020 or 2021,
Yeah,
talking about just the Lightning Network and like how we're going to bring all these payments. It's going to demonetize Visa and MasterCard. It was like, I remember when that was kind of the big sort of next step of Lightning's
Yeah.
uh, history, if you will. And even at the time, it was sending $8 was,
Pain in the
iffy.
ass,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. It would maybe get there, and then like
Yeah.
you had to have the right connectivity and the right node structure, and there were
You better
just
have a channel open to certain people because
yes,
that's the only way that it can ever go through.
yeah,
Yeah,
like you
that
have to have
shit
a
was so
channel open
annoying.
to every one of your customers if you want
Yes.
to get a lightning. I know. And it's crazy how much better it's gotten and just how much better it's going to get. And it's like, so critical for businesses to understand like, just get in the game now, just understand this
Yeah.
thing, get it, and then the tools being built on top of this stuff, which is we don't have to rehash history and stuff, but why all the big block stuff and it just all drives me insane. It's like we're iterating on top of this base layer network so fast. Like the last 4 years have built
Oh
out
God, yeah.
more payment layers. We have eCash now. We have Fediments, and like there's just all this stuff available, and it's just going to keep going and keep going and keep
Yeah.
going. And it's like and then also, I just find it hilarious that the mempool is like get one sap or V byte on the middle of the day on a Wednesday during like trading
Middle day,
hours. So
Wednesday, and
yeah,
sitting at 120,000 one zettabyte. I'll take it all day.
yeah, I know.
Consolidate those UTXOs, baby.
It's it's
Cheap.
all it's all just so hilarious. So, um, anyways, along those lines, so how how would you say you guys? I mean, obviously, you're holding it as a corporate treasury,
Yeah, I've
accepting
never
it.
sold any of our Bitcoin that we've
So
gotten over the last 8 years.
that's awesome. So, we talk to a lot of business owners about holding it on their balance sheet as a potential way to, it gives you so much optionality. And it's okay, we can redeploy, maybe for you guys are a perfect example. It's like, hey, maybe we want to get 10 new 3D printers. Maybe we need to
Yep.
update them. Maybe we want to add on. Do we want to do this capital project? Oh, hey, we have this big reserve of money that hasn't been destroyed over the last 5 years, and we can actually buy more than we probably could have been able to get
Oh
five
God.
years ago. And
Yeah.
so now we have this incredible availability of options to us in what we can do. Also, we can make distributions if we want to, if et cetera, et cetera. So maybe talk a little bit about how you think about Bitcoin as a treasury asset for capital improvements, for
Yep.
distributions, and that sort of thing.
So I'm probably much different than most like the companies around because we've been in Bitcoin and we've just been building and stacking. So my thing is I did it at the Bitcoin conference in a conversation where I say I never want to sell my Bitcoin and deal with the taxes on it. So if I ever need capital, I will always take out a loan. I will always get more fiat so I don't ever have to touch my Bitcoin because I love having it just sit there and accumulate and also stack up against the fiat world. It's fighting inflation while my bank account isn't.
It is,
So that's
yeah.
that's where it's much different from my aspect because I'll always take out fiat loans besides like overselling my Bitcoin any. And I've done that for the last 8 years.
So, but even along those lines, though, your ability to take out fiat loans get greater and greater and greater
Yes.
as you have your collateral base is growing. And so now, so
Yep.
okay, so maybe you don't use the Bitcoin in terms of selling it for dollars, but you're tapping dollars as well
Yes.
to get done what you want. And so maybe
Because the
that's
best part is it's
yeah,
an emergency fund in case like some shit happens. It's like, okay, well, we do
yep,
have this Bitcoin reserve. We can save the company, no problem. Like you can fight. The best part I look at it is it's great against bear markets, especially if all you do is work in the Bitcoin space. So that Bitcoin is literally my hedge against bear markets where your sales are obviously going to slow down because everybody wants to stack as much Bitcoin as possible.
yep.
Which I tell them too. I go, stack as much Bitcoin as you want. I don't care. And then whatever remaining fiat, yeah, come to my shop and stuff. But I always tell people buy Bitcoin over buy my stuff. I mean, that's what we're here for. Um, we always have cool stuff. It ain't going away. Buy Bitcoin first. Whatever you have left over, come to my shop.
I love that.
I don't
And
know if that's good for business, but whatever.
hey,
It
it
works.
it doesn't matter. I mean, I think your stuff's so cool. I think it's absolutely parting with some sats is absolutely is worth it. The coasters are the coasters are the coolest coasters I've ever seen. I mean,
Perfect.
I
I'll take it.
I love those things, and I've been debating getting my wife the Merkle tree earrings, but I'm not sure she would necessarily appreciate those. And she is a Bitcoiner, and
You'd love them then.
and I she's a Bitcoiner in terms of she has her own hard wallet and she connects to
Yeah.
our node and that sort of thing. But I don't know if she could explain the elliptical curve of
That's our job
cryptography.
though.
Oh, 100%. Nor
That's our
should she.
job.
She's ahead of 99.9% of the wives out there, anyways. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a win.
yeah, exactly. So um, I so when I got the chance to meet you guys at the Bitcoin Vegas conference, and
Absolutely. That was a good conference.
that was a great conference. And I asked you guys about making a cigar ashtray.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Any update on the
I need to do that. You just need to tell me the size and give me a reference photo. I'll make it happen, man. That's not even a question. That's what we
Okay.
do.
Okay. All right. Well, I will get that done. And then I know there's a lot of Bitcoiners out there, Avi Burra, some good cigar smoking
Sergio,
Bitcoiners.
who makes badass hats. I know he
Yes.
smokes a lot of cigars. There you go.
Yeah. So a Sergio, did you say?
Sergio, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sergio, big cigar smoker. So
Yep.
yeah, we got to get like the full Master crew cigar smokers. They got to have a proper ashtray. So.
Just let me know. I just need a reference of what you want, man. We'll make it happen. Not even a question.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, we got to get roll that out in time for Christmas.
Well, we got 2 months left before Christmas season hits.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
yeah. So how long does it take you to go from prototype to production to what sort of obviously it's going to vary on complexity of
Yeah,
item
like
and
a
that sort
cigar
of thing,
holder.
but
That might
yeah.
take me an hour.
Okay. Oh, all right. Okay.
Like,
So no
seriously,
excuse here. Okay.
like if it's really like a simple with like a design or something. I mean, from me designing it to printing it to having a prototype in my hand to look at, probably an hour and a half with the print time.
Okay. That's fantastic.
Like
So
I said, it's not that big of a deal.
yeah.
Like if it's simple, I can whip it up in 10 minutes.
Are there any along those lines? Are there any like items? Do you have any sort of like your white whales of things you've been wanting to do, wanting to make, but it's going to be a huge undertaking? Anything?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at like a lot of people have hit me up for like a hub for Canon Nano 3S's where you can put a whole bunch of like 4 or 5 or 6 in, and it helps cool them all and keep the PSUs cooler. So I've been looking at that. I started working on that. That's a lot of work. I mean, there's like a million things that I want to do. I just have a list, and whenever I have free time, when the orders slow down and my queue is busted out and the printers are all running, I'm like, okay, now's my time, and I'll go do on this. But there's so many random projects that are coming my way from people requesting it now that I can't even get to the list that I want to do. But that's part of the fun, right? I'd
Yeah,
rather create stuff that the community wants. So whatever.
yeah. Well, 100%. I mean, that's the customer's always right, as the saying
Yeah,
goes.
to a point.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
Till they want a diamond encrusted cigar tray or something
Like I
like
can't do diamonds, man.
that.
I
Yeah.
mean, maybe one day I'll be able to 3D print diamonds. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, they basically do it now anyways, so
I know. Like crush them or use pressure to turn the coal into a diamond now,
yeah, they
or some
basically
shit like that.
yeah, they put like a piece of Kingsford into a vacuum and then turn it into your wife's engagement ring.
And then they call it a real diamond when it's
Yeah,
really not.
yeah, well, I know. Well, that's the whole thing.
Diamonds aren't scarce anymore.
Yeah, I don't know, well, they've never been scarce. I mean, that's a
I
whole other
know.
scam. That's the De Beers family and that whole cartel and racket of withholding supply from the market. And
Yep.
yeah, they're just sitting on tons of inventory. And, it's like the like Pappy Van Winkle strategy where you just like withhold supply from the market. It's like, hey, pay 8 times more for our bourbon or our whiskey than you
We
should.
normally do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
It's rare.
yeah, it's
We have a
rare.
stockpile.
Even though it tastes way worse than like a lot of these other options out
Yeah.
there that are a quarter of the price. Give it to us.
Pay for
Um,
the name, man.
yeah,
Happens
that's
in every
exact.
industry.
I know, I know. Yeah, yeah. We were, we were just over in Italy. We took my mother-in-law for her 60th birthday. She's
It's
big
legit.
Polish Catholic, so we took her. She'd never been to the
Nice.
Vatican. So we
That's
took her to
cool.
that, saw the John Paul thing and everything. But just walking along all those stores and seeing just
Is it just a giant tourist trap now?
oh my gosh. Well, so they conveniently placed all these designer stores next to, the most like the Spanish Steps and,
Yep.
the most desirable tourist destinations for
Weird
sure.
how that works.
Yeah, and then they stack you up outside. I'm like, there's three people in 5,000 square feet. What? Why is there a line out here? And it's so again, they
Hey,
try
look
to
at that shop. Look at
yeah,
that shop next to you, man. Can't
exactly.
get in just yet. You got to stare at that shop.
Yeah,
Eventually, you want it.
exactly. They try to create the illusion of desirable, scarce stuff, and it's oh right. Us as Bitcoiners can appreciate the
Oh, God, yeah,
scam that
man.
that is. Yeah. So I mean, do you guys have any plans for like expansion, adding team members, maybe building out the production capabilities, having other people because it's just you and your partner, right?
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
me and Mopar. Mopar's down in
Yeah.
Florida. He has 14 printers. I'm up in Colorado, and then we have a web engineer. That's it. So if anybody ever says we're a huge corporation with a lot of people, and you get pissed at me and think that I'm always going to be able to answer your phone calls within 5 seconds, just know that this is it. This is CryptoCloaks right here. That you are seeing behind the scenes.
You
We are
don't
not a huge corporation. You're talking to me generally.
you don't want to outsource your call
No,
center to India
no,
and yeah.
no,
Oh, yeah,
no way in hell.
but have you thought about expanding the team and expanding production capabilities? Or it's interesting because
I
I
love
talked
being
to
small. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie.
okay, it's interesting. I
We're
talked
big,
to
but we're small.
yeah, it's split 50-50. The
Yeah,
business owners I talk to that are like, yes, we want to grow, we want to add on, and then some of them are just like, no, I enjoy what I'm doing here. I
yeah.
like the size of my company, and I like to have control over it and everything.
Yeah,
And
see, I never want VC money and I'll never accept it because
yes,
then you lose control. And no matter how many people tell me, oh, you can still get VC money and not lose control, I'm just like, I don't care. You will ultimately lose control.
but to that point, though, it sounds like like what would you do? It sounds like you don't want to expand. You don't necessarily. So
We can expand and do more stuff, but
yeah, but
I don't know.
right. I mean, I guess, is there value in that though? Is there,
Yeah.
or are we
Eventually,
just,
my goal would
yeah,
have like somebody else run 3D printers and I just sit back and design. So, like, that would be my expanding. Have other people run the 3D printers, ship all the stuff out. I'll just sit back and design the products because that is truly my passion. It's just designing stuff, listening to what the community wants, and then going, okay, let's go in CAD and start whipping some stuff out, see what happens.
yeah,
3D printing is awesome because I love the rapid prototyping, but running like 3D printing as a business, I can have somebody else do that while I design and rapid prototype on the side. I think ultimately, like expansion, that's what I would target over anything. If that involves getting bigger, so we have more printers and a couple more people printing in the long run, absolutely. But
yeah,
for me to run more and like expand this,
not happening.
no, no, I'll have
Yeah.
Mopar buy more printers and build a shed in his backyard.
That's
So
well, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, then you got to
that's what
get some
we'd
real
do.
estate and yeah,
Yeah, because everybody's like, "Why don't you have a proper shop yet?" I'm like, if I would have had a shop, if I would have bought land or like rented a building, I would have been out of business 3 times every bear market for the past 8 years. Like seriously, like oh, I never want to over leverage my business, and I never will. And it's has saved me through the last two bear markets that were actually pretty bad, like on sales for like 6 months and stuff. So I mean, I played smart. I run out of my basement and I take up 3/4 of my house. That's where we're at.
I mean that's so huge. I actually I did an interview with Matt Odell, and we talked about
Yep,
this in terms of keeping your footprint and your cost basis low. And I mean that's just
I'm definitely doing it.
yeah, that's just a different way of not of saying don't over leverage your business. And
Yep.
what yeah, when you have that, it's like the number of businesses that have grown too fast or expanded too fast, and then you just I mean, like Subway is the perfect example. I mean, they just like, well, we have the most stores in the country. It's like, well, one, your sandwiches suck.
Yeah.
And two, like, okay, great. Now you've oversaturated the market. And then they had to, scale down massively.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
there's just so many examples of that.
Yep.
And yeah, there.
I
I mean,
mean, we've watched countless Bitcoin businesses come in and out of the space over the last 8 years that we've been running. That's wild. It's like they over leverage themselves and they disappear within 2 years. That's just what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I get the chase, I get the fun of it all, but you also have to think this is Bitcoin. It's different than any other fiat market. There will be bear markets, and people will not buy your stuff no matter how good you are.
Yeah.
That will happen because everyone will be like stacking sats.
I
So
mean,
if you're in the Bitcoin space, just for Bitcoiners, prepare yourself.
yeah, I mean, we're already preparing for the bear market. It's like when
Yeah,
Bitcoin
it's gonna
drops
come.
80%, you think businesses are going to want to put it on their balance sheet. It's like, no, now it's good, and the administration's talking about it, and there's a lot of
Yeah,
noise out there, and the price is, steadily going up. But it's like we're going to have an 80% drawdown, and our services are going to, be like a
go
hook,
down.
like a hooker with AIDS. Like there's not going to be a lot of demand. So,
I mean, it just happens, man. That's the market. If you don't plan for it, you're going to get wrecked. Had it, I've seen it countless times. So
yeah,
I luckily had advice from people that were like, "Hey, just prepare because bear markets are rough." And I mean, even preparing, the last one almost wrecked me completely. Like seriously, it was wild. I was like, "Holy shit, I prepared, and here we are." And it's yeah, we survived.
many such cases. I mean, that last bear market, I guess like technically the 2015 one was like
I
longer
missed
or
that one.
whatever.
See, that was
Yeah,
before me, so that was before my day.
but I mean that bear market from like 2022 to, I mean, that was
It
just
was 2 years of just
it's
trash, man.
just chopping
That's what
around.
almost took me out.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, I mean, it was super painful, but
I owe
now
the community saving my ass to be honest, because they still bought stuff from me for 2 years, even though they did not need to and should have been stacking Sats. They were helping me out, and I'm here because of them and my
well,
planning ahead.
I was one of those people. So
Thank you
you're
for
you're
saving me.
you're welcome. Yeah, yeah. I bought you like an extra 4 days, probably.
You got me 4 extra days on that sheet, man. I
Yeah,
love it. Save me.
yeah. Um. Uh. So in terms of what were you? Did you? So you just came straight out of college. You started doing this. So you've
Oh,
actually
so I came out of college and I built up CryptoCloaks on the side
okay,
for the first 4 years. I was an industrial engineer when I graduated. I worked
okay.
for Genio Turkey, slaughtering turkeys at 35,000 a day. I got really good at it. I was in charge of the hang, kill, and evisceration portions, and
Wow.
yeah. So I just got sick of it over time. Like when you constantly are covered in turkey shit and blood, and you're building up a business on the side, and then eventually, like my business got big enough and I was working 20-hour days, 22-hour days sometimes. And it was either quit one thing or get divorced.
Yeah.
So I talked to the wife and she was totally okay with it. I mean, she's been the rock through it all and has let me kind of take my journey to where we are now. I mean, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have CryptoCloaks and I wouldn't be here. But she's like, just quit your engineering job and we'll figure it out. So after 4 years, of building it up on the side while running the business, I finally just said, screw it, and I quit. And my boss was like, good luck. And I was like,
Thank
thanks.
you.
And
Yeah.
here we are, because yeah,
I have
it's doing pretty good.
I have a similar story that I mean, I wasn't slaughtering turkeys. I was more of a hog slaughterer
Not many
myself.
people did.
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I watched
uh,
the Hormel plant, man.
yeah.
You ever go through the Hormel plant?
No, I have not gone
Oh,
through the Hormel
gross. So
plant.
gross.
But um, oh gosh, who's the Tom Arnold? He
Yeah.
uh, he used to work at that plant, and I've heard some interviews of him talking about it, and it sounds absolutely horrendous.
Oh God. Turkeys are clean compared to pigs,
I
man. I'll
was
tell
gonna
you that right now. It's
Yeah. And so did the turkeys, what, did it smell awful there too?
yeah.
Or
Oh, I mean, of course, you're
yeah,
killing animals at 35,000 a day,
yeah.
so it's
Gonna have a little funk to it.
yeah, I mean, when you'd come home, you'd just be my jeans would be just covered in turkey blood and shit. You just take them off in the garage and like throw them immediately in the dryer. Just be like, holy shit, I need to go shower every day.
Yeah, it's like I did painting one summer, and it's just like I had my painting outfits, and then
Yeah,
yeah, I got my turkey killing outfits, and
basically, yeah, it was jeans and a polo, and
yeah,
every day you'd go on the floor with a polo and a frock and some jeans, and you'd just be like, I just got sick of it, man. I really did.
I
I'm
I,
so glad Crypto Cloaks worked out.
I mean,
I hate to still be killing turkeys.
I don't think anyone would blame you for that.
Yeah.
But a question now. Now I'm drawing a blank on it. Uh,
Oh, it's fine. I can tell you why I quit Genio in the aspect of it. Because when I was building my business, the last year I was there, I saved the company like $8 million on the books. through Best of the Best projects. And what I got from that was a coffee mug and a towel
For
for
slightly less than
congratulations.
8 million bucks.
So for saving them $8 million, I got a coffee mug and a towel, and I go, "What the fuck am I doing? Why am I trying to save this company money?" And I save them $8 million, and I get a coffee mug and a towel. Maybe I should go fully work for myself, and if I get a big deal, I can actually see the returns.
I okay.
That was a
I
turning
I
point.
remember what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I had a similar situation with my wife where I was just like, I gotta leave. I don't want to do this anymore. And uh, was Sovereign had the opportunity. I was starting to work a lot of hours, kind of like off the clock.
Yeah,
And it was like, okay, I just need to do this full time, and my wife fully supported me. So I mean, having the support of your wives is just
it's next
so
level, man. Because yeah,
so huge, so huge. But
agreed.
along those lines, my job was saving the company money, and that was what I was there to do. And basically, instead of losing $1 million, I'd make sure we lost 400K, or whatever the analysis was. But
Yeah,
same concept. It's just I would look at the end of the year, and we would go through my deals and sort of my results and things I did, and some of it's out of my control. And I,
of course.
sometimes you would get lucky and you would find some buyer of a company or a building or something. You're just like, oh, okay, all right,
This is
you
perfect.
you
Yeah,
made a terrible investment, but thank you. Um, and I would kind of look at the end of the year and just be like, the amount of money I'm saving this organization, like compared to my salary, it's just like this is totally insane. Like,
that's where the fiat world should incentivize you. If you're in a position where you're saving company money, you should get 1% of whatever you save. You want to talk about like making people motivated to do better
oh my
shit and save
gosh,
money?
yeah,
If you
yeah,
if the employee got 1% of every dollar you saved,
oh man,
holy shit, next day. And if it was proven dollars, like on the books
yeah,
dollars, you
yeah,
saved $8 million.
yeah. Like,
Fuck, I'd be busting my ass working 24 hours a day trying to get as much money as possible.
yeah, like here's what we had pegged for a loss, and this is what we actually lost, or we didn't lose anything. We
Yeah,
had we had this thing pegged for a loss, and
broke even.
I had some deals. They were rare, few and far between, but like we had massive losses pegged on these things, and actually got us money back. On
Give me
stuff. And
1% of the savings there.
exactly, like give me one
I will
percent
work
of the
so much
delta,
harder.
or I'll just retire at 32. Want to?
That's probably why they don't do it,
Yeah, a
because if they
hundred
did that,
percent. Yeah,
they'd
yeah,
have probably worse turnover than anything, because people would just be like, "Oh, I got one huge deal. I got basically 800K
yeah.
for a year
Yeah,
base."
we got to keep you on the hamster wheel, man. We got to keep you in the
It's chasing
matrix.
that carrot, man.
Oh,
Fucking Matrix.
always,
Ugh.
always chasing that carrot, man. Yeah, and that's a painful realization too. When you start to get Bitcoin, when you understand Bitcoin, and you're doing something else, and you're like, oh my gosh, like my entire life is just me being on a hamster wheel to like,
I have Bitcoin to thank so fucking much for all of that.
yeah,
The things I've learned over the 8 years of just being in it and really taking a step back and realizing family's number one, money's fucking bullshit. Stack Bitcoin and you can literally do whatever you want. It is a game changer. Like anytime anybody says, I really want to start a business, I'm basically like, do it.
yeah.
You have no loss. Build it up on the side of running a regular job. It worked for me. It's not going to work for everybody, but that is honestly my best game plan. You side hustle until it becomes something big enough where you can be like, oh shit, I'm working way too much. It's time to take the jump and put all of my effort into the business. Because worst case, I'll be able to like survive.
And I mean, I can't believe how many people have such a similar story to that, where we talk to, it's like, oh, I was working this job and I was just making this whatever on the side, and then I started selling it, and then I started selling it for sats, and then I got into Bitcoin, and it was like, oh hey, 3 years later, 4 years later, I just like, okay, now I have the financial freedom to go do this on my own. And like, I think the
It's
problem,
amazing.
it's incredible. I mean, it really is. There's the classic trope that Bitcoin is a cheat code, but it's really so true. And I think when you try to explain that to people, that like, hey, start today, start
Yeah.
DCAing today, um, even if it's just a little bit, even if it's like 10% of your savings, just start doing that today. and in 4 years you'll be able to do whatever you want. And it's like
Yeah.
that seems so unreasonable. It's like, I mean, it does sound insane, but it's true, and
Yeah.
it's like I lived it. Like it
I
was.
mean, I watch everybody go through three halvings, and basically at three halvings, you're set.
Yeah,
You can,
yeah,
after three halvings, like what's that, 12 years? You can basically do whatever the fuck you want.
yeah. I mean,
If you start Bitcoin,
yeah,
you're fine.
I would even say two halvings, but
I get that.
yeah,
Most of the people I've seen after three, you're basically set, and you can just do whatever the
yes,
hell you want.
yeah. Three is like Epstein Island money, but two is like you can live a good life. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah. But I mean, it is crazy. It's just, and then you tell people about it, and they're like, "Oh, I missed it," and then they look back 4 years later, they're like, "Oh, I didn't miss it," and it's just like,
That's my parents constantly.
I
I
know.
have tried forever to convince my parents. They're like, no, and
No.
I'm like, all right, I tried.
We got
I tried, but whatever.
me and my stepbrother is uh he mega miner Alex. I don't know if you know who he
That's
is.
your stepbrother.
Yeah, yeah.
Alex is your
Alex
stepbrother.
Alex is my stepbrother. Yeah,
That's fucking awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, I know Alex, man.
Yeah, so
Good dude.
so me and him tag teamed his mom and my dad, and we finally we got them to get a decent amount of Bitcoin, but it's taken like probably 5 years to just
I'm on
actually
eight.
to get them to understand like why they're holding it, to like,
Yeah,
oh, okay, occasionally they would be like, hey, I'm thinking about this other investment. Should I sell some? It's like,
and like,
no,
no,
sell everything else and then put it into Bitcoin. And it's like,
because they can just look at the history now and just like, holy shit,
that,
this is a win.
exactly. And now they're at the point where they're like, okay, I get it. And I think we're going to start, doing a DCA into this as well. And it's like, but it took that
Winning.
time. It took them like
Yeah.
getting some and then waiting 4 years and being like, oh, okay, I got them. But we just like pounded them, pounded them, pounded them, pounded them. And finally it's like,
I mean, sometimes it
yeah,
clicks right away. I mean, for
yeah,
the ones that are here, like me, it clicked right away. As soon as I went down the rabbit hole, I go, yeah, fuck fiat money.
yeah,
This is a trash. But
yeah.
I mean, different generations, it's going to take a lot longer because they have no idea what the hell we're talking about.
No, they don't. And it is overwhelming. I actually I just got back from a fishing trip. I was with my dad and a couple other
Yeah.
guys. My dad's a boomer. Well, we were with two other guys that were boomers. And I just straight up asked him. I said, "What do you think the hesitancy of your generation is? Is it the tech is overwhelming? It's
Yeah.
different? Is it just stubbornness?" And all of them were like, "Yeah, it's just stubbornness. Like we didn't."
Classic boomer, dude.
Yeah, I was like, "Well, I appreciate the candor, but
They're the most stubborn generation of all.
yeah, they're just like, yeah, we didn't do it this way, and we're not going to switch." And
Yeah.
I
Fuck it. If my savings goes to zero, I don't
yeah,
give a shit.
whatever. I went
I
down
could
with
have
the
been set.
ship, bro. Yeah, yeah. But I was in a nice lounger on that ship, so it was
Basically,
worth it.
they're like
Yeah,
on the Titanic,
yeah,
listening to the jazz as it's sinking.
yeah. But it was a nice quartet. So,
That's
what
true.
what can we say? But I mean, it was very interesting. I mean, they recognized it. They were like, yeah, and they were coming around and
Yeah.
like, okay, I want to learn more. I want to understand this. Like, but to hear that, like, yeah, it's just straight up stubbornness.
Stubbornness.
Yeah.
And you're like, yep, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I
Like,
I kind of knew that, but yeah,
yeah.
it is.
Oh man, that's freaking funny.
Yeah, but it's good. I think I do think there is actually sort of a changing uh mentality and outlook on things. I really do think that's happening.
I
I'm
think that's just going to take a decade, to be honest. Now that like the
uh,
government's in it and it hit Wall Street, you're going
agreed.
to look at like 5 to 10 years for like other like by the time the older generations are like 80, then yes,
Yeah,
they might finally get it.
yeah, maybe we'll see. Yeah, is there?
Stubbornness, man, hell
Yeah.
of a drug.
Hey, my bond portfolio is worth zero, but my S&P 500 like only underperformed inflation by 1%, so that's good.
Hey, I only lost 1% of my money, and when I
Yeah,
could have gained 150x by buying Bitcoin because it really hedged
yeah,
against inflation.
but I'm good here. I'm curious actually too, as far as your business,
Yep.
has the sales slash interest in your company sort of mapped the adoption of Bitcoin, or is it kind of like there's this baseline of Bitcoiners? I'm curious to what you've seen on your side.
fluctuates. So it's seasonal also because of like the Bitcoin mining hardware. And like Christmas and birthday holidays, you kind of really watch that. But it's usually pretty consistent. You have your highs and your lows based on markets themselves, also based on seasons. But I think just with Bitcoiners, it's very consistent, which is the nice part.
Yes.
The only inconsistent part is bear markets. But in reality, you understand, or you better understand that it will tank, and that's the only like inconsistency is in like sales. Other than that, it's pretty just streamlined. And every now and then, you'll like release a new product and it'll spike, and you make a whole shit ton more, and that's awesome. But usually it's pretty consistent, which is nice. Like I will take that over anything. That's just like stacking Bitcoin, and watching the price go up. It's consistent.
Yeah, you have like FPPS on your sales. So
Yeah, basically, which
yeah,
is glorious.
yeah, that's that is nice. So do you? I'm sure you source your stuff, your inputs, and everything. I don't know if you have direct relationships with vendors, or you just everything's kind of online, or how do you? What's your
Yeah,
vendor
so we work
relationship?
with like other yeah, we work with other companies in the space all the time. We do stuff for them, they do stuff for us. They distribute sometimes for us, we distribute for them. It goes all over the place, which is great because we're that's basically building the back end of the circular economy.
Yes.
If you look at it, and that's what I want. I want to keep building with Bitcoin companies. If they want help distributing their products, we'll do it. If they want help printing them, we'll do it. If people have hardware that we want to sell, we work with them and being able to like tap into their inventory and give it out. So that way it's just what's really nice is like you find a lot of Bitcoiners that want to build in kind of that circular economy where everybody's winning. All the businesses are working together. And we've done that a lot, to be honest.
That's. I mean, that's something I really harp on with these businesses that have adopted Bitcoin. It's like start orange pilling your vendors. Start getting
Yeah.
that because you're exactly right. You put that exactly right. Like that's how you get the circular economy going, where you can source everything in Bitcoin. You can your production cycle and costs are in Bitcoin, and then you can sell in Bitcoin. And like that's the at the end of the day, you know the sort of you know security holes, if you will, or or failure points, sort of like a fulcrum for failure
Yep.
in this circular economy is the inputs. So
Yeah.
it, when you're buying stuff, I had Oshi on the podcast, and he was
Yep.
talking about where he sourced his pecans from, and it was like, hey, that guy doesn't accept Bitcoin, and if there comes a day where it's like, hey, I'm cut off of the fiat rails, or he's cut off of the fiat rails, it's like your product you won't be able to make your product anymore simply because the input to your product, or a input of your
Yeah.
product, is unable to be sourced in fiat. So
That's what I love, man. Like working with Bitcoin businesses, you can always send them Bitcoin. It's
yes.
and you don't have to worry about anything. Like there's no like reversals on Bitcoin. That's my favorite part about running a Bitcoin business is people can't just randomly charge back credit cards because last year there was so much credit card fraud, it got ridiculous. And I was like, this is wild. And what you're doing is you have to fight all the shit and you're paying 20 bucks per credit card fraud notice that you get. It's like the company's getting fucked. And that's why I love accepting Bitcoin because in reality, I will always refund the order no matter what. The problem is when the person gets the inventory and then they charge back the credit card and you're like, whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
and then just like ghost you completely. And that happened a lot. And that happens a lot in like the Bitcoin mining space, which is crazy.
One of the
And that's
deal.
why I love Bitcoin. People don't understand that. I think that alone should be
Oh,
the biggest selling point to businesses is you can't just pull back money and get scammed. It's the greatest like incentive ever.
I was talking with a person, prospective client. They sell high end watches, and they were
Yeah.
talking about chargebacks. And I said, well, here's the great thing. I'm like, with Bitcoin, you get final
Yeah.
settlement. So the second you get that payment, like that person can't because he would get chargebacks.
As
And
long
to
as
your
it gets
point,
confirmed on the blockchain and don't RBF you.
yeah, well,
That's the only way.
I wasn't going to try to explain that to him. He was
Oh, I trust me, I
he
know. Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
quite there yet. Um, but to that point, he would sell a $12,000 watch. The person would have the watch, and then you get a chargeback, and it's like,
I hate that shit so
yeah,
much.
it's like now I'm out the watch, and I didn't get the money,
And yeah,
so you get creamed. And I was like, well, this is a huge way to help prevent that. is that you'll
Guess
get,
what?
yeah,
You should accept Bitcoin for
yeah.
large orders because guess what? You can never get scammed for huge dollar amounts.
And to his credit, he got it immediately. He was like,
Oh,
understood. I get that
yeah,
value
that's amazing.
proposition. Like that is a huge benefit to me. But one of the deals I was working on in fiat land was a deal where they were a furniture wholesaler,
Yeah.
and so they would sell into Walmart, Home Goods, Meyer, all these places or whatever. And so they would get, it would get sold at these places. And then the retailers would get the charge back and then they would pass it back through to them and they would get stiffed because the retailers got a charge back. And it's just like
Yeah.
and there was nothing they could do because Walmart would just
The
be
worst
like, okay, you don't want to eat this charge back? Great, we're never buying from you again. There's eight.
That's the thing is
Yeah,
like the big
yeah,
conglomerates like Walmart. Oh fuck, I had to deal with that in the turkey industry.
yeah,
Uh if they wanted a cheaper price, they'd be like, all right, well fuck it, we're gonna go with a different turkey producer. And you're just like
yeah,
it's huge. It's like millions and millions and millions of dollars. So you have to do whatever the fuck Walmart wants,
yeah.
or else they just take you out of their store and your revenue streams are like hundreds of millions of dollars they just took away from you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
They're a big bully.
yeah,
It's hilarious.
I mean, it's same thing with Amazon. Like, there's just
Yeah,
absolutely no way to push back to these people. And then you
you can't.
layer on the fact that the chargebacks are on top. It's just like insult to injury. It's like, oh yeah,
I
well
know.
you're gonna eat that, and if you don't, well then we're cutting you off. So
It's
deal with
that,
it.
and they're also like, "Oh, you also have to pay $20 for the bank having to deal with this chargeback," and you're like, "So, let alone I don't have the product anymore.
Yeah,
I lost the original order value, and now I have to pay $20 on top of it for being scammed. I'm literally having to pay to get scammed."
and I'm staring at potentially losing my largest customer. So
Yeah,
yeah,
great. This is fun.
yeah, exactly. No, I mean, yeah, it is just crazy how powerful Bitcoin is too. And I mean, there's people out there that just are running straight up credit card scams out there where
I
they'll
know.
just buy stuff, get it, and then they'll, dispute the charge or whatever. Like, I mean, that's like a cottage
It
industry
sucks.
of scammers out there as well. So
Yeah, what's crazy is like what you do is you have to like so for Stripe we accept credit cards, and then we like did everything on the top end of like security wise, and you have to pay. The problem with doing that is like now you pay like 5% of every transaction
yep.
to like do all these different steps to prevent fraud and all this other crap. And then when I was like, everybody's like, "Oh, you should give a discount on Bitcoin purchases." I go, "What I do is if you want to pay in fiat, you're paying the fiat credit card bullshit that I have to deal with Stripe. But if you don't, give me Bitcoin. I'll take it off your hands, and you save a lot of money. And best part, it's a win-win for both people. Like you spend less, and I don't have to deal with all the crap from credit cards."
We do the same thing, and
Yep.
we actually do offer a discount for payment in Bitcoin, but
Yeah.
uh, it's another thing too. It's a psychological thing too, where you put it to the person to go every single transaction you have with your credit card, you're actually paying 3% on that, and
That's wild.
I was at dinner with a buddy who I orange pilled a few years ago. It was a hilarious story. I actually had a conversation with him before he was orange pilled, and he was explaining to me that if fiat money failed, we were just going to go back to the barter system. And I was like, and now 4 years later, he's like this orange pilled, laser eyed maxi,
Yeah.
dude who went
I
down
love that.
the rabbit hole himself.
I mean, if you're talking about barter, you're gonna understand Bitcoin. I'll
Yeah,
just tell you that right now.
yeah, it's like, well, so I'm gonna go trade a cow for your eggs. Like, how many eggs do I get? Well, am I gonna just cut off a
How many
leg of
pieces
the
do I need to
cow?
cut off my cow?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, will it survive? So it was kind of a surreal conversation. But the thing that finally made it click for him was we were sitting at a restaurant and we were talking about like paying in the Lightning Network and everything. And he was like, "Ah, it's hard to pay on the Lightning Network. These places." He's like, "I can just put my credit card down," and he's like, "It's free." And I go, "No, it's not free." I said the credit
Wow.
card charges this establishment 3%.
3%.
Every single price on this menu has a 3% surcharge on it to pay for
Oh
that.
yeah, the
You
company's not
think,
doing it, which
yeah,
no company wants to ever do that
no.
nowadays.
Like you think it's free, but it's already added in the price. They just don't tell you.
Yeah.
So you think you're paying for free on your credit card. Really, you're paying a 3% upcharge. And if they had
Yeah.
Bitcoin pricing on here, it would be 3% less. And
Yeah.
and that was the moment where he was like, ah. I
That
get
makes
it now.
sense.
I get it now. I understand. And
I get taxed on this purchase, and then that person gets taxed on it, and
yeah,
eventually the bank gets 100% of the value over the long term dollars of that $100 bill. I love
yeah.
that video.
It's it's like the renters who are like, I don't pay property taxes. It's like, oh, you don't? Oh,
Well, you do.
yeah. The landlord's passing that right through to you, buddy. So
Yeah, the landlord ain't paying that. I'll tell you that right now.
no, that's coming out of your rent. So the landlord
Yes,
may write the actual check to the county, but he
you're
collected
paying
that
it.
money from you. So congratulations. I mean, it is crazy just how much of the costs of the fiat system of this monetary system has just been like abstracted away from everyone. So you
Well,
can't
it all
even
disappears,
see.
right?
Yeah.
Because it all just gets interjected into the price of the object itself. When
Yes.
in reality,
Yeah.
on the back end,
Yeah.
the fees are outrageous
Oh,
for the fiat system.
it's it's insane,
It's
and that
crazy.
well, and that's another thing too. Like when people are like, "Wait, the Bitcoin system uses so much energy," it's like, do you have any idea how much energy the fiat system uses and how wildly inefficient it
Every
is?
single
Just
credit card terminal, checkout
oh
station,
my
fucking
god, banks. I mean,
yeah,
how many lights are on? Computers are running.
yeah.
Like
It's
I, I, it,
negligible
yeah, cars
for like Bitcoin
taken
money.
into the office to go work there. I mean, like, are you insane? And but
Yes,
again,
yes,
this
they
is
are.
all abstracted away. Like people have no idea that the concept that the current monetary system may consume a lot of energy is like that's not
I don't understand.
registering in their head.
What are you talking about? It's just a credit card payment. There's no energy.
Yeah, it's it's all done offline or something. Yeah,
Yeah, something else.
it it's man, it is crazy when you become a Bitcoiner and you realize all this stuff. You're just like, it's so obvious, and you're just like, our grandkids are gonna think we're the most retarded generation of people of all time. They're just gonna like, how did you guys not understand any of this? How are you so
Took a long time for generations to finally be like, "What the fuck are we doing?"
yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be embarrassed. Well, at least I can hold my head up high and be like, well, I figured it out at some point.
I
Okay,
mean, we're a Bitcoiner family. We have nothing to be embarrassed about. So
exactly.
our grandkids are going to be like, "Ah, what a fucking legend."
Yeah, they'll
It's
be the
just
meme with the dad and the rocking chair and the
exactly,
two kids there.
exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, the way it should be, but it is sad, and then that's a big part of why I left my fiat job to come work at Sovereign was watching these companies have all these increased costs on the back end, and then
Yep.
trying to pass it through on the front end, and it just not happening. It's like you have this total market distortion where now the prices have hit a point where they can't get their customers to buy their product anymore. And at
Yeah.
that point in time, you literally have a business that shouldn't exist anymore.
You're
And
done.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it was all because the input prices got too expensive. And
Yep.
now we have to shut businesses down. Now we have to close things. And I mean, it's so unfortunate. It's so sad to see it.
The
But
fiat world, man. Thank God we have Bitcoin.
thank
That's
God,
all I can say.
thank God we have Bitcoin, man. I mean, I can't even imagine my life without Bitcoin right now.
I
Well,
tweeted the other day something like, "Thank God we have Bitcoin" or something because uh, my my kids and I would have like no faith in like the system, and my kids don't have to live in a utopian hellhole.
yeah,
They'll be set. Like Bitcoin is the escape, and I would have no hope if we didn't have it.
yeah, I mean, could you imagine like having the mindset one that your kid has to go to some fiat college university, like that the only way they're going to
Yeah.
succeed in the world is like that,
No.
then panicking that you need to set money aside for that, um, and then in some ridiculous, government approved savings account where it's like tax free, where I buy like bonds in QQQ or something. It's just like
Yeah.
I can't even imagine a life where I'm staring at that and
I
just
couldn't.
yeah, that's just pure
Dude, it's
angst,
wild.
pure
Yeah, I
angst.
know. Thank God I get it. The best part is we get to kind of escape it, right? Obviously, if you're like running the money in your household, you always think about money. But the best part is you always, I like when I get anxiety about like paying bills and shit, you always have to be like, "Oh, we have Bitcoin. What the
Yeah,
fuck am I worried about?"
yeah, we're good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like who cares?
It's so true. I mean, it's so true. It's like, should we go on this vacation? Should we not? It's like, yeah, we got Bitcoin. Yeah,
We got Bitcoin.
yeah,
But it's so
let's do
hard
it.
to like even
Yeah,
8 years later, it's hard to get out of that mindset, right? Because
yeah,
you're like, "Oh fuck, where are our dollars?" Like we seem poor on paper.
yeah.
Like,
I agree. I mean, it is hilarious. It's interesting. I mean,
That's the biggest transition for my wife is like realizing, oh, our bank account, like, we never have money and we're broke as fuck. And it's like, we're not.
oh,
We'll be
well,
okay.
like we would go out to dinner and be like, oh, all right, it's $120 a person. I'm like, I don't have that. Like,
Yeah.
you can take Bitcoin or you can wait till I go get some fiat. But like,
I gotta go get some fiat for that shit.
yeah, like I don't have that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's wild, man.
It is, and another thing too, like my wife for the longest time, like we're probably going to move here pretty soon, and she was like, "We need to keep the place as a rental investment, as a rental
I will
investment."
never rent a fucking house
Oh
ever.
gosh, so I went through all the things. There's the maintenance costs, there's the property taxes. We don't actually own the place. We have no idea what kind of tenant's going to move in here,
Yeah.
and my brother actually had a situation where he was renting a place and the tenant did like $100,000 of damage, and I mean just a total absolute nightmare. They basically ran the water, flooded the basement, like destroyed the dry. I mean, it was just absolute.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
That's why I don't rent.
yeah, exactly. They completely redo the pipe system, the every. I mean, and mold in there, like just
Yeah. I
absolute.
can't imagine the
Oh,
freaking mold.
yeah. Oh gosh.
God.
And then so my wife saw that, and then she also saw like, oh wow, like the house has not appreciated that much in value, but our Bitcoin has, and now she's like, when can we sell this thing and get it into Bitcoin? And it's like, yeah, there
Basically.
we go. All right,
That
now
that
we're
is
talking.
that is now we're talking. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Love it.
exciting. Um, all right, Rick. Well, we're coming up on an hour here. I know you said you have some other things you got to
Yeah, we
do.
are.
You got
That
a
time went fast.
got a sick kiddo. What's up, My kid, by the way. How old's your kid?
A year and a half.
Year and a half. Okay, I got a 8 month old, and he got sick.
Awesome.
He got sick for the first time last week, and it was
That's this. My kid
that's
is
yeah.
sick for the first time
Uh,
in a year and a half because we don't do daycare, right?
wow. Yeah. No,
Me and my
we
wife
don't
both
either.
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and my wife both work from home. It's
Yeah.
glorious. We
Yeah.
make that work.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is the first time in 18 months that he's been sick. And we're like, fuck, dude,
Yeah.
this sucks. And I was like, he needs to get sick every now and then. But man, I can't imagine fucking with daycare because
Oh.
this is the worst.
Oh, absolute worst. And then everyone in our house is sick, of course, as
Yeah, we're
well.
sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I feel like shit right now, but I
uh,
made it happen. I was like, we keep rescheduling. I just need to fucking suck it up and get this.
yeah, I mean, I was the same way. Well, kind of over it now, but
Good.
last week, oh my gosh, and then they don't sleep. Their schedule's all screwed up.
Oh, dude,
They're
it's
like
brutal.
they're like tired and exhausted, but they don't ever want to
Yeah, if I
nap.
look high right now,
Yeah,
it's just because I'm basically exhausted. We don't sleep right now because the kid is sick,
I oh
and he's like halfway through it right now, so it's fun.
gosh, there is absolutely nothing worse. Yeah, but to your point, like they need to build up their immune system
I
and
mean,
get that done. But
yeah,
it's like, oh gosh, I'm taking years off my life as this kid is building up his immune system.
my
So
beard over here is getting pretty
oh
gray now, and it's like Jesus, I'm 35 and I'm starting to get white. Fuck.
yeah, I mean, I usually go like running like 3 4 times a week, and I looked at my
Yeah,
wife and I was like, I haven't gone on a run in 2 weeks, and I'm like, that's got to be the longest I've ever gone without doing
yeah,
that.
man,
Like
it's
it's
worth it though.
a hundred
Kids are so
percent.
fucking worth
I
it. It's unbelievable.
can't wait for the next one. So
Ditto.
yeah. Um. All right, Rick. The website by the I actually do have one final question for you.
Yeah,
So, um, given everything that's happened in the shitcoin world and all that, if you could go back and the co-opting of the word crypto, which by the
yeah.
way started off as cryptography, had nothing to do with
Thank
cryptocurrency.
you. Very few fucking people understand that.
Yes. Would you?
Tribute to
Yeah.
the old days, baby.
Okay. So that's what I'm going to ask you. Would you change the name given the co-option, or is this like, no, I did this with cryptography. People
Yes.
that understand me, understand the business, get it, and that's all I care
That's all I care about because
about.
literally it used to be cryptography, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
like cloaks in general are kind of way of like hiding, and cryptography is the same fucking thing. And that's what the name's built on. And when cryptocurrency starts, everybody's like, you need to become Bitcoin. I was like, I'm never betting the fucking knee to listen to people tell me to change my company name. I love it. And I know what it means. And if you guys think it means cryptocurrency, I don't give a shit, to be honest, because I know what it means and I love the
Yes.
name.
Yeah. I
Never
like
bend in the knee, baby.
I like it too, and I assume hardcore Bitcoiners, OG like yourself, is
They'll
using it
understand.
appropriately and that sort of thing. But I see some other people in the space that are maybe new or whatever, and they don't really know what they're saying. But certainly not the case with you guys.
If
So
anybody actually knows me and my company, they go, "Oh, they're the only ones that are allowed to have crypto in the space," and it's hilarious because they're like, "Oh, you need to take crypto out of your name," and then like you'll see lower, they'll be like, "Except for CryptoCloaks,
yeah,
you're okay."
yeah,
It's so fun.
these guys get it,
Yeah,
wh-
they understand.
which is all that matters.
Yeah, I'm more. The best part is I'm a more Bitcoin, like I'm a more Bitcoin business than most of the businesses saying they're a Bitcoin business, and I have crypto on my name. I love the irony, and I will always stick with it.
I love it too. It's great, and like you said, I mean the cloaks part. It's very obvious that you're talking about privacy and protection from the good old
The name
government.
was built off that Ledger wallet, man. Like we wanted to hide the Ledger originally. Like now we do all the hardware wallets, but that's where it came from. We wanted to hide our hardware wallets. That's where the business started, and that's
Well, now you
yeah, it's not changing.
now you need a crypto cloaks flamethrower to handle the ledgers.
Hell yeah,
So
man. That's what we need.
yeah.
That or an AR-15 specially
Oh
designed.
yeah,
One of the
that's a
two.
good call too. Yeah, yeah. But you could at least do some magazine holders for sure.
We could, yeah.
I, dude,
Absolutely.
I would love a 30 round crypto cloaks mag for my AR.
Uh, by
Yeah.
the way, custom mags would be sick, but we do have holders that hang on the wall. That's in our pew pew section.
Oh yeah, you got the holders. I want a
Yeah.
magazine, man. I want a magazine.
I wonder. I don't think I can legally sell those.
Not with that
You got
attitude. Yeah.
there's a very fine line of like selling gun parts, and I think 3D printed magazines. I don't think you can sell those legally. And the last thing I need to do is go to prison and have to deal with the feds. So
I
I'll
thought
stay
the
away from
only
that.
thing you couldn't sell was the lower receiver. But
I'll have to look into it. If I could
okay,
3D print custom magazines, I
okay.
mean that would be fun as shit just for like a random rollout.
Or maybe just make one for the next time
No,
I see
no.
you.
Any feds watching,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna fucking touch that shit. I know the rules. I don't want to go to prison. I wouldn't do well. That's what I always say.
Yeah, I wouldn't do well in prison either. Yeah. Not a good place for me.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I would although if I knew I was gonna go to prison, I think I would try to gain like 400 pounds before I went. I think that would be the
Just
move.
become a big boy real quick. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you just have to calorie load. It
Well,
wouldn't even be get jacked, just calorie
no,
load.
I would just eat like loaves of bread and drink like a 12 pack like every single day and just like try to become so disgusting that I wouldn't be appealing to anyone. And like
I don't think you understand prison, man. Nothing's too disgusting there.
that's a good point. It is prison. Yeah, the most disgusting place on the planet. They live in filth and disgust. So
Yeah, they would love it. They'd be like, "Oh man, this 400-pound dude just rolled in.
oh, he
Perfect."
he fits right in. Uh, Not literally, but metaphorically. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Oh man.
all right, Rick. Awesome talking to you. Appreciate your time
Yeah.
today. So, okay, so the website's cryptocloaks.com.
Yep.
Where can people find you or Mopar or
Yeah, I mean,
anything else?
Mopar Mining on
Yeah.
Twitter. I'm CryptoCloaks on Twitter. I'm basically CryptoCloaks on anything that you can imagine. We have a link tree on our Twitter to find that. CryptoCloaks.com, main website. Um,
Master
if
as
I could
well.
leave,
Yeah.
yeah, Noster or
Yeah.
CryptoCloaks on there.
Yeah.
If I could leave one piece of advice for everybody, it's buy a 3D printer because it's self sovereignty and a whole different aspect than Bitcoin. And I have definitely failed on sending that message in the last couple of years. So that is where I'm at again. My passion is true. Buy a 3D printer, print your own shit, do it.
So
If you
along
ever need help, reach out.
so along those lines, what brand, what level of 3D printing, what would you recommend for the self-sovereign people that maybe want to um be self-sovereign?
Yeah, no problem. So we have a page on our website that has like 3D printing basics. There's three printers up there now. I'm redoing everything from filament to slicers to design software. So that actually will help guide you kind of like the basics. I love bamboos. I've swapped all mine over from Prusa's just based on cost and speed and benefits. Um, I would start out with a bamboo. Depending on your budget, you can go from like the A1 Mini, which is probably like 150 to $200, to one of my favorite printers for bang for buck is the P1S from Bamboo with an AMS 4-color multicolor system for like 800 bucks. And Black Friday's right around the bend, and I know Bamboo will definitely have a sale on those. So prepare because the last sale they had was like 500 bucks for these printers, and I mean you can't beat it. And I know a lot of people got them. So
Yeah, love it.
Yep.
All right, Rick. Thank you so much. It's been great chatting, and I will. I'll send you some specs on that cigar tray because I want to get that for Christmas. So,
Oh, we'll make it happen, man. And thanks for having me. And
there's-
sorry for rescheduling about a billion times.
no, no
Life with
worries at all.
kids, and nobody understands unless they have kids. So
Yeah, exactly. Life with kids and running a business. It's
different ball game.
totally, man. All right, have a great one.
Thanks. You too.
Thanks.